Welcome to the Electric Playground. Today on the show, we've got an early look at Marvel's Jessica Jones in the rundown.
Plus, we head to EA Canada to get a closer look at FIFA 16.
And then we have more from EA Sports with a review of NHL 16.
At the front of the net, score!
Also coming up, I unbox some new Star Wars collectibles on the toy table. Jose and Marissa get puzzled by Q.U.B.E Director's Cut, and much more today on EP Daily. Brought to you by EB Games. I'm your host, Victor Lucas, bringing you the latest in everything cool every single day. That's no moon. That's no space station either. It's the rundown. The people behind Edge of Tomorrow are resetting for another project. Variety reports that Tom Cruise and director Doug Liman are in talks to reunite on a new science fiction project called Luna Park. It will tell the story of a daring, futuristic heist on Earth's moon, and Liman has been trying to get the project off the ground for several years. Now that Tom Cruise is involved, that should help get things moving. Edge of Tomorrow was praised by critics, including yours truly, but failed to live up to box office expectations, so hopefully their next collaboration will perform a little better.
I think we better start over, don't you?
What? Marvel and Netflix are going to continue cleaning up Hell's Kitchen this fall. Following the success of Daredevil, Netflix and Marvel's latest collaboration, Jessica Jones, is set to premiere on November 20th. Jessica Jones is a superhero turned private investigator who has appeared in comics for 15 years, and this will be her first time appearing on screen. Like Daredevil, expect the new show to have a similar dark and realistic tone, and since it takes place in the shared Marvel Cinematic Universe, expect characters from one to pop up in the other. Daredevil and Jessica Jones will join forces with other heroes in a crossover series called The Defenders, which will hit Netflix in the next few years.
You really should be thanking the nut in the mask.
Some pretty exciting news in the rundown right there. Scott Jones is here to talk about Doug Liman and Tom Cruise reuniting.
Yes.
I'll see anything those two guys do together.
You know what? My feelings about Tom Cruise have kind of changed in recent years because I've seen him make some movies which should have been huge hits and then they weren't. But, you know, I loved The Edge of Tomorrow with Emily Blunt. I don't understand why more people out there didn't go to see it. And that was Doug Liman as well. Doug Liman, I've been a fan of his for so long. I love the original Swingers. I love Go. I love the original Bourne movie.
Bourne Identity.
And
classic.
that was all Doug Liman. Those two making beautiful music together.
I've been a super fan of his for a very long time, so it's great that the world is starting to kind of pay attention to what he can do, and now that he's got the megastar clout working with Cruise, because there's even talk about an Edge of Tomorrow 2, which sounds crazy because the first one didn't do as well.
I would love that.
But there's a mad respect, especially for this collective.
Until Luna Park comes out, I can go back and watch all of Doug Liman's films, and I'm going to start with Swingers this weekend.
Sounds like a great plan. Now, we are going to see something new that we've never seen in the Marvel space before, especially on screen. Jessica Jones and the Netflix-Marvel partnership taking shape in a new show starting in November. Are you excited for this? Did you like Daredevil?
Well, I did like Daredevil. I thought it was an interesting show. You know, it's not my favorite show of all time, but I do like Jessica Jones as a character. In particular, I like her last name. I think she has a very good last name, Jones. If you can get it, go ahead and get one of those. But there's not really much to see at this point. It feels a little early. Netflix, I feel like whatever they're doing, whatever choices they're making, they're all the right ones at this point. They're pressing all the right buttons over there.
Mysterious character as well, you know, unless you've been a Marvel superfan. And I have to admit, I've never read Jessica Jones' story. She's probably been in some stories that I've read, but she hasn't been in too many, I don't think she's been in any animated work. She hasn't been in too many video games, maybe one or two. So this will be an interesting new sort of take on the Marvel space.
Nice to see another strong female character stepping into the superhero spotlight.
All right, well, let's transition back to another very strong male character in entertainment. I'm talking about Master Chief.
You've completed your mission, Spartan Locke. Mine is just beginning.
Our good friend Josh Holmes is here. He is the studio head of internal development at 343, putting together a little game called Halo 5. Look at how good this dude looks for a guy that's running this massive game and a massive show. How are you feeling?
I feel great. It's been amazing to be able to finally show some of the work that the team's been doing over the last 3 years. We're really excited to announce our new multiplayer mode here with Warzone and give the first look at our campaign.
Where does the story pick up for Halo 5? Is it right after Halo 4, or are there lots of throwbacks? You just released the Master Chief Collection, and you've added a lot more content to that. Are there lots of throwbacks to the previous Bungie games that are sort of sprinkled and scattered in there? Like, where are you kind of setting this one?
Yeah, it's a continuation of the story from Halo 4, but we've really designed it to be a self-contained story as well. So Master Chief is a big focal point of the story, and he's a character that's so important to us. We wanted to create different ways to explore him, both by surrounding him with other characters that he knows and trusts with Blue Team, which is a squad of Spartans that he's grown up with and trained with, and then by introducing this new cast of characters with Fireteam Osiris and Spartan Locke, use that as another lens to examine him as a character.
Every soldier, when they hear about this, they're gonna hate us. You know that, right?
We see Nathan Fillion front and center in this thing, and that was pretty. I'm a big Firefly fan.
Who isn't?
Right?
Yeah, who isn't? Yeah, Nathan's amazing. This is a campaign that, for the first time, we have two distinct Spartan teams. So we have two teams of 4 Spartans. You play back and forth between the two of them throughout the campaign. We also support seamless drop-in, drop-out, online cooperative play using dedicated servers. And so you have these two teams, and one of them is Fireteam Osiris, which features Nathan Fillion playing Buck. Buck is now a Spartan.
Yeah, safe and sound inside a crumbling building.
This is a multi-threaded game. There's a lot of details, and I mean, there's storytelling, there's movies, there's all kinds of stuff happening in here, and you've got to oversee all of it. Can you pick a favorite baby? Like, are you prouder of the campaign? Are you prouder of the choices in multiplayer? What excites you the most about Halo 5?
There's no one thing. It's really the combination of all of these experiences into a single big game.
Yeah.
But I'm just so proud of the work that the team has done. You know, we have this amazing team at 343, and they poured their heart and soul into this game for the last 3 years, and it's my honor to be able to represent the work that they've done on this game.
There is a lot of mystery around what you're doing here. Is Master Chief the hunted, or is he a good guy? Like, has he betrayed people? Can you take us into a bit without spoiling anything?
Well, yeah, I mean, I think that's one of the great things about, you know, storytelling, is having that sense of mystery and having things that players want to discover. And so you've got this question out there: is Master Chief, is he a hero? Is he a traitor? You know, why has he gone AWOL as he does at the beginning of our story? Who is Locke? What does he want? There's a lot of questions out there to be answered. We're looking forward to seeing how gamers experience that.
All hail the conquering hero.
Not too long of a wait now. Halo 5 comes out October 27th.
We've got to take a quick break, but when we come back, Vic checks in with the team at EAC to find out the latest on FIFA 16.
I know. I have seen nothing yet.
Hi, I'm Brian Sirgerson with Imogen 4. I'm really excited about the new Star Wars coming out. My first memory was being a very small kid and blown away by that scene in the first Star Wars movie when Luke Skywalker is taking off across the desert on that sort of airlifted moped that he's driving.
Look, there's a droid on the scanner. Dead ahead. Might be our little R2 unit. Hit the accelerator.
I was really surprised to see that the tech had sort of regressed when you got to the later movies, where they did super cool stuff back in the day, and he's like sort of stuck with this moped that is levitating, but not that great. But that was a blow me away moment when I saw that. I thought it was amazing how he could just fly across the desert.
Another terrific Star Wars memory, and listen, if you like that guy, you should definitely check out his game SteamWorld Dig and his latest game SteamWorld Heist. That's coming soon.
Ooh, yes. You know what is really cool? One of the biggest selling games in the world, FIFA. The FIFA franchise is made right here in Vancouver, and our own Victor Lucas went to the EA studios to check it out.
Santiago, who only goes by his first name, just like Bono, and Madonna, is a producer on FIFA 16. Congratulations, sir. You guys are very, very close to shipping this game. How does it feel?
Oh, it's great. It's like giving birth. I wouldn't know, but it's
the male equivalent. Right?
Yeah, it's the male equivalent. You know, it's a whole year, sometimes more. You know, of thinking about the features and looking forward to them coming out, and you start announcing them. You put the finishing touches on them, and we're very proud of the game we made this year.
Awesome. Well, speaking of males and females, there are females in this game, which was a really big announcement this year. Congrats on that. But tell us a little bit about the new features and the new complexities of the game. What's going to surprise people as they're playing this thing?
We wanted to really take our game and make it the beautiful game, and so that obviously requires a few things. One of them was take gameplay, and we wanted to just really balance it. We wanted to make it very fun. We wanted to make it rewarding in defense and rewarding in attack. And I think that's what we really got this year. Is a very polished game with what we've heard is it has a very good tempo to it. A very good pace without it feeling sluggish, and that's always a very difficult thing to find. And I think we really did that this year.
Apart from obvious technological advancements and the more powerful machines that we can play this game on, what is unique to the way that FIFA gets made today as opposed to when you joined back in 2008?
Well, first, the size of the team. When I joined, the gameplay team was like a third of this size. Now the gameplay team is the size of almost what the whole team was before. And lots of different areas have evolved. When I joined, there was no FIFA Ultimate Team. Now FIFA Ultimate Team is this huge phenomenon around the world. We have more leagues, there's more content, we have more translated into more languages, we have more commentators from around the world. Some of our chants that you hear when you're playing the game were sometimes recorded in like a studio, so in a way that were kind of fake. Now we actually get those chants from the real live broadcast microphones recording that from the games from around the world. So there's a lot of technological and a lot of just manpower and a lot of learnings that have come in those years that really give us more momentum going into every single year.
Awesome. Well, we know about a lot of the controversies surrounding FIFA, especially in the last couple of years. This has got to be one of the highlights of the fandom, right? This game and this progression every year has got to be one of the positive kind of messages out there. Do you feel that from working with the players and working with the fans of the sport?
We're great ambassadors, I think, for the sport itself, for the industry, for the brand, as EA or as FIFA. I think people really notice that when we build this game, we build it for the fans, as players first. And a lot of the ideas that we not necessarily come from reading forums or reading reviews or wish lists, but they are validated. Every year we have tons and tons of ideas that we want to make, and the way you kind of rank them and validate them, and a lot of the times has to do with what are people actually asking for. Of all these 20 things you have on the list, what is resonating with fans? And I think the game rates well, it sells well, and people love playing it. It's because we are building a game that's very much in sync with what people want.
A little behind-the-scenes info for you. While visiting EA, Victor Lucas played a little game of FIFA 16. He took on our cameraman, Enzo Zanata, and Enzo kicked his butt.
Woo! Enzo! Listen, we got to move on with the review between Marissa and Jose Sanchez. They played a game called Q.U.B.E, the director's cut. Here they go.
Hey, go steady down there. You've been out for a couple weeks. 15 days, in fact. They thought you were dead.
The game Q.U.B.E has been out there for quite a while now, but now Q.U.B.E Director's Cut is out, and Marissa and I decided, hey, we like boxes.
I really do like boxes, it's true. But this stands for something. Q stands for something. What is it?
It's quality understanding of box extrusion.
Extrusion. Okay, right. So if you're a fan of Portal, this might speak to you. In fact, you're looking at this video right now and you're thinking, oh my god, this looks just like Portal.
Is this Portal 3?
It's not, and obviously, even the guys in there making this, I know they knew this game would be compared to Portal, and that's exactly what we're going to do here today, I think.
Now you have these two gloves that give you the power to change one of like 4 boxes that is in the world. So you have a red box that can come out like 1 square at a time, or it can go back in. You've got your patented yellow blocks, which come in 3s, and whichever one you put your little dot on and push up, it'll go up like stairs. So it'll go like 1 high, 1 medium, 1 low.
Amazing.
Exciting. You have your blue box, which is your jump pad box. Push that bad boy down, step on it.
Right, okay.
And then you got your peak box, which rotates the world.
Great, okay, but all of these things, they don't sound like a lot, but there's actually a lot happening in the game when you're playing it, because you're playing this as a first-person puzzle game.
It's a first-person hand gesture game. There's no shooting, you've got little dots.
If you're feeling confused or disoriented, you should know that deep space travel can do you pretty serious psychological damage.
Every obstacle you have to overcome here is actually really integral to the story and also getting to the next part of the game. So the fact that there is a story here is really interesting to me. I love that we woke up and we didn't know who we are or where we are or what was happening. Although
that's my life. That's how I do every day, though.
This game is also popular. It was a hit game. A lot of people really liked it, and that's why it's been ported to all these other systems now.
Yeah.
If you're a puzzle game fanatic, I don't see why you wouldn't love a game like this. What are you scoring Q.U.B.E with the Director's Cut?
I'm giving Q.U.B.E Director's Cut an 8 out of 10.
Yeah, it gets a 7.5 for me.
Seems like you and Jose have been working together a lot lately.
It's true, we have. Are you jealous, John? Jealous Jones, that's your new nickname. Don't go anywhere because after the break, we have more EA action coming at you with NHL 16.
This is, of course, the BB-8 droid from the upcoming Force Awakens, developed and designed by Sphero, or should I say co-developed and designed by Sphero, because I think this is based on the practical BB-8 droid that's in the movie that actually is remote controlled by operators and is going to have a big featured role within the film. We've all seen the trailer. He's an incredible design. And it looks like that's the closest approximation in our galaxy to actually seeing a real Star Wars-like droid, which is incredible. But now, thanks to this toy, you can kind of have one of your own. It's definitely a lot smaller than to scale. You can use the app, so I can slowly start to roll them around on the table. It's hard not to go too fast. This is definitely meant for floors and not tables like this. Yes, this is an incredible toy, and I feel very, very lucky to have one of these things. They are a little bit tricky to get, and they cost $150 US, so depending on the fluctuation with the Canadian dollar, you're looking at about a couple $100. But I think this is marvelous, and there's a big reason why everybody wants one. We're going to have a full review of the Sphero BB-8. Steve and Raju are looking at that. But right now, we've got a full review of NHL 16.
We have a thrilling evening of hockey ahead. Stamkos will step into the draw for the Lightning. Taves gets the nod for Chicago.
Now, normally at this time of year, this pond behind us would be all frozen over. The kids would be happily playing. No, it's the Pacific Ocean. We're in Vancouver. It's hot. It's very hot.
It's so hot. So hot, Victor Lucas, but I had to wear my Maple Leafs jersey.
Because we're talking about NHL 16. Big game.
We're talking about NHL 16,
yes.
But it's really hot. I have to take it off.
Yes, okay.
I gotta take it off. One sec.
Wow. All right, is that better?
Oh, yeah, look.
Okay.
Still wearing my Maple Leaf shirt.
All right.
What?
All right.
Repping
Look at that.
OG 6.
Look at that. I'm wearing my hockey jersey as well. I'm part of the Team Batman. NHL 16, this was obviously the next step in the evolution. Last year, we had lots to say about the lack of features. And, you know, a year later, they've got their tech down. It looks absolutely beautiful. The game looks better than it did last year.
Back.
Yes.
And that was a huge gripe with so many fans of the franchise. It's actually back, and it feels so good to jump in. It's just so easy. It's so seamless. But this game just makes you want to keep playing. And I don't know if it's because of the difficulty settings, how they have so many different ones now, especially if you're a rookie jumping in, or if you're just a casual gamer and you want to jump in, you can still play as a pro and it actually amps up for you. I absolutely love that. This game is so intuitive, and I love how they're giving so much back to their fans here. Not only their old fans, but new ones to come in as well.
Ripper! Score!
I think what's amazing, especially when you dig deep into this game, is how much it has evolved and how much those training systems really help to show you that this is a pure physics-based, incredibly addictive and rich sports experience. And it does have some roots in the old NHL 94 kind of days. You can even play with NHL 94 type of controls.
At the front of the net. Score! Not much time left, but enough for that one.
The one gripe that I had with the game is that it's so easy to cup your fingers. I was playing on the PS4. It's so easy to cup your fingers around that R2 button. And I kept tapping it as the puck was coming to me by accident, just because I was in a rush to do some kind of deke move with the right thumbstick. So I was constantly passing it away, and I was getting so mad.
Gotta reconfigure your fingers there.
Yeah, you gotta do that. But I was getting so mad at myself. You get so animated and angry, and that's unbelievable. That means that you're emotionally in on this experience.
Everything about this experience is real. It feels so real, from the broadcast, which is beautifully done, to transitioning onto the ice. They do it exactly like you would be watching a broadcast at home. I absolutely love that, because you feel so connected to your team in that way.
I am blown away by NHL 16. It is getting my Batman shirt.
What? What does this mean?
Last time I wore this was for Batman Arkham Knight on the show.
That's right.
And I gave it a 10. This gets a 10 as well.
No,
there it is. So this will be my 10 out of 10 shirt. What are you giving it?
I cannot go up to your 10, but I'm close. It gets a 9 for me.
All right.
If you're a hockey fan, you can lace up your skates right now, because NHL 16 is already out there on the shelves. Don't go anywhere, because we're hitting the third period after the break with the Twitter question of the day.
If you want more EP, go to our website, epn.tv, for bonus content and full episodes. We're also on Facebook and Twitter.
Welcome back back to the Electric Playgrounds. Time for our Twitter question of the day. This one's from Troy Chadwick Troy. Reverse things with his Twitter handle. Very good.
Clever.
Would you guys ever consider doing a segment showing us your gaming room and console collection?
Well,
I gotta tidy up first before I
my
do.
maid is on vacation right now, so my place is horrible. Actually, I just moved into a much smaller apartment. You don't need to hear about my economic status in life, but I just game in the same room where I sleep and where I eat my meals. It's kind of like Jose's bedroom.
You're in a prison. That's great. Yeah, no, I have
also, my place is haunted.
I have boxes everywhere, particularly at this time of the year when all of the new stuff comes in and you're just trying to cram and play all of this
you
stuff.
were wrapping up Christmas gifts for me. Oh, that's disappointing.
I'm playing lots and lots of games, but good question. Maybe one day we will show off our gaming palaces. If you want to ask us questions or get caught up on the show, go to epn.tv.
That's it for today's show, but tune in tomorrow. We're going to take a closer look at the latest Maze Runner film. Thanks for watching, everybody.
See you tomorrow.
EP would like to thank its sponsors, Nintendo, Xbox. EP's mobile coverage is brought to you by Gameloft, makers of Asphalt 8 Airborne, which you can play on your Android or iOS device for free right now.
It's a traveling movie, whereas the other one, it's very confined. It was literally confined with four walls and an impossible maze outside it, and it was all about everything that happened within that space. And then this is just a lot more open. It's vast. We're running through sandstorms and we're trudging up dunes and we're battling cranks, and soldiers. It's a lot different, I guess, than the first one, like physical action-wise. But I think there's a lot more.
I just need to know, whose side are you on?